What's up, smarty people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Smarter? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. That's right, DJLittleRock.com. Hey, today on the program, I'm going to have an interesting fact. Interesting facts. I like those. I like learning about things. And if you'd like to learn, come along with me. Did you know Captain Morgan was a real person? Today, Captain Morgan is one of the world's best-known Buccaneers, not for the Welshman's very real 17th century exploits, of which there are many, but because of the spiced rum bottles that bear his name. History knows him as Sir Henry Morgan, Lieutenant Governor of Jamaica, and arguably the most infamous buccaneer who ever lived. In the 17th and 18th centuries, buccaneers were a distinct flavor of privateer, a sort of illegal pirate, usually bankrolled by the English who harassed the Spanish Empire in the Caribbean. Morgan first arrived in the Caribbean about 1654 and became captain of a privateer vessel 8 years later. Soon he was plundering Spanish colonies in the Caribbean with support from the English crown. Morgan proved so adept at the trade that he amassed a great fortune, established sugar plantations in Jamaica, and by the decade's end had 36 ships and around 1,800 men under his command. Then in 1671, Morgan attacked Spanish-held Panama City, not knowing that England had signed a treaty with Spain a year earlier to appease the enraged Spanish. England arrested Morgan and sent him to London, but he received a hero's welcome there, with King Charles II knighting him in 1674. Morgan soon returned to Jamaica, where he lived out the rest of his days. Even before his death in 1688, he published stories detailed Morgan's buccaneering career. Around 250 years later, a distiller named Seagram's bought a spiced rum recipe from a Jamaican pharmacy. In 1944, the infamous Captain Morgan seemed a fitting namesake for the Caribbean-born liquor. A little bit more on that. Little tiny tidbits of facts. A year archaeologists discovered one of Henry Morgan's sunken ships near Panama's Lajas Reef, Lajas, 2011. Number of Super Bowls won by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2003 and 2021. 2. Amount of rum in liters produced every day at the Cathedral of Rum in Puerto Rico, the world's largest rum distillery, 100,000 liters. The year rum producer Captain Morgan was established, 1944. Here's a little bit more. My goodness. Rum was the most popular liquor in colonial America. Today, the U.S. is known for its world-class whiskey and craft beers, among other beverages. But in colonial America, rum was king. By the 1630s, distilleries in West Indies began transforming molasses into rum, a liquor perfectly suited for colonial society. Rum kept better than beer and cider, and with easily available raw materials due to the grossly exploitative Atlantic slave trade and a higher alcohol by volume than its competition, the liquor quickly became popular with colonists as both a libation and a medicine. The first colonial rum distillery opened on Staten Island in 1664, and another opened in Boston 3 years later. By one account, colonists drank 37? No, I read that wrong. 3.7 gallons of the stuff. Wait, is it 37? It is 37. 37 gallons of the stuff annually per person by the time of the American Revolution. That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot of rum. And the sweet liquor was so valuable that it was sometimes even traded as currency. As the colony's relationship with Britain soured, most directly in the forms of molasses and the Molasses Act, 1733, the Sugar Act, 1764, and eventually a wartime blockade, distillers moved away from increasingly costly rum. Instead, they began producing more of a corn-based alcohol known as whiskey, a liquor that soon became synonymous with American patriotism. With that, the reign of rum was more or less over. That's a little bit about Captain Morgan and rum, the liquor that bears his name. For more, stick around. This has been What Makes You Smarter. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Oh, and the What Makes You Famous podcast. Check that out. Stick around. Peace.